This is Market Day Report. Welcome to a Monday as we kick off another full trading week here. And again, a couple of reports coming out this week. We get an ag trade update that's out at 2 o'clock Eastern time today. We'll get a crop progress report. That drops at 4 Eastern. Then on Thursday, weekly export sales. And then before we know it, we're also getting a WASDE report, crop production report. Those are coming out on I'm just checking my dates here. Yep, those are all coming out on Thursday. So that's what we've got ahead for us, not to mention Friday is, let's see, the 13th. Hope you're not suffering from triskaidekaphobia. I don't see any 13s on the corn market as we go to the big board and start trading this week. 437 3/4. That's on the front month. It's down 4 3/4 cents. December is 8 lower at 441 1/4. Over to the bean market before we go to Tommy Grisafi. Beans are lower to start the trade today. 3 1/4 off on the new crop, 1033 3/4. Let's touch on soy meal and soy oil. Lower across the board on meal, but oil moving higher. And then the wheat market, will start with Chicago. 13.5 lower on the July, 541 1/4. Kansas City seeing losses as well, down 13. 536 1/4 in spring wheat. The December, 8.5 lower, 652 1/4. Cotton market, tight range here, 68.15. It's down 6 points. Tommy Grisafi's with Nesvick Trading. All right, Tommy, I've thrown a bunch of numbers out there to start the week. What are you watching?
Oh, I went to bed last night. Corn was up pretty good, 2-3 cents. I was a little optimistic coming off of last week's strength, but then we just didn't stay up there. Coming in this morning, there's not a real weather problem. Maybe someone out there is going to call or email and say, "Oh, it's horrible," but a majority of the United States is receiving adequate temperatures, moisture, sometimes too much moisture, but nonetheless, we're going to grow a crop here in 2025. Unless something dramatic happens here in the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're running out of that time slot to have a big weather problem. Never say never, but what's going to happen, Tony, is old crop's going to become new crop. If people don't start to get more aggressive, they don't like the prices because they were 50 cents higher a few months ago. And that's the dilemma that happens when you hold grain too long. Sometimes you hold grain and you do catch one of these big weather markets and you feel real smart. But in this case, the commodity sector we trade, the grains, is definitely not doing well today. And overall, it's going sideways. I did start to see some people put up charts on Friday on how they were starting to like the price action in wheat. If we don't turn around here in the next few hours or the next few days, then we're going to be right back in that range. So we sell off, we get too cheap. We start to rally, cross some moving averages, people get excited, and then we come in and we're pretty much going sideways. If you only looked at the grain markets once a month, they're going nowhere.
Yeah, you're spot on there. You know, and another market that's been doing the same thing, that cotton market. It doesn't hit 69 or 70 cents, but also doesn't hit 65. I bet it's been within a 3.5, 4 cent trading range for at least 8 months. Hey, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk livestock futures. By the way, I had a steak over the weekend. Let's see if that market is moving higher. Market Day Report continues in a moment. Okay, it's been impressive, the run we've seen in cash cattle. And just about the time we think it can't go higher, well, look what happened last week in the South, 225 to 235. Yeah, trading at least through Friday. And then in the north, 240 to 244 and dressed at 380. We're looking at all-time highs here. And now let's go over to the market. Futures market up 27 cents on the June, trading 226.57. There's a 218 on the August. It's in the red. And the October down 15 at 215.37 in early trade. Remember, that June contract expires at the end of the month, and if we're going to trade 235, it's still what, $8 away? little over $8 away. Feeders, what happened? Well, we settled the session on Friday for the third consecutive day higher, but we start the morning lower. August at 309.77. It's down 37. Rollout November is trading slightly higher. Hog trade, mixed. June down a couple of pennies, unchanged on July. And the August, 109.80. That August is the leader here for the hog complex, up 45. Tommy Grisafi's with Nesvick Trading. Okay, Tommy, I had a steak over the weekend, and I'll be honest, 2 steaks, and there was a burger and one other thing, and it came in under 110. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe, and those were ribeyes too, so like a 14-ounce ribeye. So at that, I'm going to keep going back to the trough here, but are we hitting a point where maybe some consumers are pumping the brakes?
Yeah, I'd say that's happening. There'll be a little lagging effect. We're still ramping up. The We have to get the shelves stocked here for 4th of July holiday. After that, maybe a little clearer sign. Fundamental traders every morning when they meet, they talk about the cash indexes, what's going on up north, south. They call around to people they know. As you know, the cattle market's a niche market, but there are some people who have a really good feel for this. They're almost having a hard time saying, okay, feeder cash is up $4. This is that. The cash market's leading this all the way. A lot of people thought, okay, June cash is really high, the futures will catch up and the cash will stop moving, but the cash continues to leap. I did a little recording with our good friend Don Wick, who you know, and we talked a lot about cattle on Friday on the Ag Bull channel I have, and he just smiled and he said, cash, cattle's leading the way, and we're part of a conference call we do every morning, and they just quote up where the markets are, the cash market. Funds are long. Producers are long. I don't know how people stay in the business. I don't know how you go out and buy a load of feeders today and make it work, but time will tell. There's huge risk in this for both. Obviously, the Packers losing a lot of money, and I don't think there's a person out there who doesn't remember what happened several years ago on what large profit the Packers were making. So this one's a win for the American rancher. Let's see if it can keep going, my friend.
All right, we've got the 30-second shot clock for you. This market's been up 237% over the past 3 years. Talking Bitcoin, what are you watching?
Well, if I owned it, I wouldn't be doing 8:45 interviews. I'd be texting you saying great job. I'd still be watching you. I just wouldn't be a broker and doing interviews. I don't own Bitcoin. I do trade it personally. The CME has some wonderful contracts, micro Bitcoin. It's just been inching up. It's up 2,000-3,000 today. I mean, how casual. I remember when I first started learning about Bitcoin, it was trading 2,000. Now on a Monday, it's just casually up 3,000. As America goes further into debt, people are looking to buy other assets. Silver's also having a good day today. Gold, not so much, but gold still only, it's pretty close to all-time high. So as America, we come out with these budgets, we go further in the debt. People are buying Bitcoin, gold, silver to try to hedge a portfolio. Have a good day, my friend.
Well, you shot, you scored. Tommy Grisafi, Nesvick Trading. That's how we start your Monday, Tammy.